Do these 5 things to keep your garden clean in your senior years. Gardening is one of life's great joys, a peaceful and rewarding way to connect with nature, get some fresh air, and take pride in something you've nurtured with your own hands. But as the years go by, keeping a garden neat and well-maintained can become more of a challenge. Bending, kneeling, lifting, and even standing for long periods can take a toll on the body, especially if your legs aren't as strong as they used to be. The good news is, maintaining a clean and beautiful garden doesn't have to be physically exhausting. With a few smart techniques and the right approach, you can continue to enjoy gardening well into your senior years without putting unnecessary strain on your body. One of the most important things to remember is that a tidy and well-kept garden starts with organization. A cluttered and unorganized garden is not only visually messy, but also harder to care for. Many people find that over the years, they accumulate too many tools, pots, and decorations, which can create a space that feels overwhelming rather than enjoyable. The first step in making your garden easy to manage is to simplify it. This doesn't mean giving up on beauty or variety, but rather focusing on a layout and setup that makes gardening more accessible. Raised garden beds, for example, can reduce the need for bending, while container gardening allows for more control over weeds and soil quality. Clearing out unnecessary clutter and keeping tools within easy reach can make a world of difference. Weeds are one of the biggest enemies of a clean and manageable garden, and they can quickly take over if left unchecked. But pulling weeds by hand can be tiring, especially if you have weak legs or struggle with mobility. Instead of battling weeds the hard way, there are smarter methods to keep them under control. One of the best ways to prevent weeds from growing in the first place is by using mulch. A thick layer of mulch not only helps retain moisture in the soil, but also blocks weeds from getting the sunlight they need to sprout. Another helpful method is using ground covers, plants that spread low and thick, preventing weeds from taking root. If pulling weeds is necessary, using a long-handled weeder or a kneeling pad with handles can reduce strain on the body. The key is to work smarter, not harder. Another way to keep a garden clean and easy to maintain is by choosing plants that require less maintenance. While a lush and diverse garden is beautiful, high-maintenance plants that need constant pruning, fertilizing, or staking can become more of a burden over time. Instead, opting for hardy perennials, native plants, and slow-growing shrubs can make gardening much easier. These plants thrive with minimal effort and keep the garden looking full and vibrant, without the constant need for care. If you love flowers, choosing self-seeding varieties can also help reduce effort, as they come back year after year without needing to be replanted. For many seniors, watering can be another challenge, especially if carrying heavy watering cans or dragging long hoses becomes difficult. One of the simplest solutions is to invest in a soaker hose or drip irrigation system, which delivers water directly to the roots without any heavy lifting. These systems not only save water, but also prevent soil from splashing onto leaves, which can reduce disease. If installing an irrigation system isn't an option, using a lightweight hose reel or placing rain barrels near the garden can make watering much more manageable. The goal is to reduce the physical effort required, while still ensuring plants get the moisture they need to thrive. Keeping pathways and garden beds tidy is another essential part of maintaining a clean and accessible garden. Over time, fallen leaves, stray twigs, and debris can make a garden look messy and harder to navigate. Regularly sweeping or raking pathways can prevent buildup, and using landscape fabric or gravel can help keep paths clear of weeds. If bending down to pick up leaves or debris is difficult, using a grabber tool or a small rolling garden seat can make the task much easier. The more effort put into keeping paths and beds clear, the easier it becomes to enjoy the garden without worrying about tripping hazards or unnecessary clutter. For those who have weak legs or struggle with mobility, one of the best ways to keep a garden clean without overexerting yourself is to pace your work and use the right tools. Many gardening tasks can be done sitting down, either on a sturdy bench, a rolling seat, or even using a raised bed that eliminates the need to kneel or bend. Using lightweight tools with long handles can also make a big difference, reducing strain on joints and muscles. Some seniors find that working in short bursts, doing 10 to 15 minutes of light gardening at a time rather than pushing through long sessions, helps keep their energy levels up without causing fatigue. A well-maintained garden doesn't just look good. It also creates a space that feels peaceful and enjoyable to spend time in. The goal isn't to make the garden perfect, but to make it a place where you can relax, feel proud of your work, and enjoy the simple pleasures of nature. By working with your body rather than against it, using smart gardening methods, and choosing plants and tools that support ease of use, you can continue to enjoy gardening for many years to come. The most important thing is to listen to your body, make adjustments as needed, and embrace the fact that gardening at any age should be a source of joy, not stress. As the seasons change, so do the needs of a garden, and keeping things clean and well-maintained requires a steady but manageable approach. Many seniors find that breaking tasks into smaller, more frequent sessions rather than tackling everything at once helps prevent exhaustion and strain. The beauty of gardening in later years is that there's no rush. There's time to enjoy the process, to take breaks, and to appreciate the little moments, like the first bloom of a favorite flower or the sight of a butterfly fluttering through the yard. One of the most effective ways to keep a garden tidy without putting too much strain on the body is to focus on prevention rather than constant maintenance. For example, instead of waiting for weeds to take over, adding mulch early in the season can prevent them from sprouting in the first place. Instead of having to bend and prune overgrown plants, choosing compact or slow-growing varieties reduces the need for frequent trimming. Simple strategies like these allow for a clean, well-kept garden with far less effort. Keeping tools in good condition also makes a big difference. A well-organized tool station, whether it's a small shed, a designated corner in the garage, or even a rolling cart, ensures that everything is within easy reach. Many older gardeners find that switching to lightweight tools with ergonomic grips can reduce hand strain and make tasks more comfortable. There are even extendable tools designed for seniors, allowing for trimming, pruning, and weeding without having to bend down or reach too far. Proper storage also helps prevent clutter, making it easier to grab what's needed without having to search through piles of equipment. Another key aspect of maintaining a neat and manageable garden is planning for seasonal upkeep. Certain chores like cutting back perennials, clearing fallen leaves, or refreshing mulch only need to be done a few times a year. Spreading out these tasks and focusing on one at a time makes them feel less overwhelming. Some seniors like to follow a simple schedule, tidying up a little in early spring, doing light maintenance throughout summer, and preparing the garden for winter and the fall. By staying ahead of seasonal changes, the garden never becomes too overwhelming, and each new season begins with a fresh, clean start. For those who find mobility to be a challenge, adapting the garden layout itself can make all the difference. Raised beds, vertical planters, and even hanging baskets bring plants up to a more comfortable height, reducing the need for bending and crouching. Many seniors enjoy container gardening because it allows for complete control over plant placement, making it easy to rearrange or move things if necessary. Adding a comfortable seating area within the garden also makes it more inviting. Whether it's a simple bench, a shaded patio, or a cozy corner with a few potted plants, gardening should never feel like a chore. It should be a relaxing and enjoyable experience. Watering is often one of the most time-consuming and physically demanding parts of gardening, especially during hot summer months. To make things easier, many seniors switch to self-watering containers, drip irrigation systems, or soaker hoses, which deliver water directly to the roots without the need for daily watering. Placing rain barrels near garden beds can also help by collecting water naturally, reducing the need to carry heavy watering cans. By setting up a watering system that works efficiently, it's possible to keep plants healthy and hydrated without unnecessary strain. Maintaining clean and clear pathways is another crucial part of keeping a garden both beautiful and safe. Over time, weeds, moss, or fallen leaves can make paths slippery and difficult to navigate. Regularly sweeping or using a leaf blower can help keep walkways clear, and laying down gravel or stepping stones can provide a firm, non-slip surface. Some seniors even opt for wider, more stable paths, ensuring there's enough room for walking comfortably or using a mobility aid if needed. Gardening, for many, is about more than just plants. It's about connection, relaxation, and personal fulfillment. Many older gardeners find joy in growing their own vegetables, creating a haven for birds and butterflies, or simply enjoying the peace and quiet of their outdoor space. It's a reminder that nature is always changing, growing, and evolving just as people do. With a few smart adjustments, gardening remains a rewarding and manageable activity, no matter one's age or physical ability. The best part of keeping a clean garden in later years is that it doesn't have to be a solo effort. Friends, family, or neighbors often enjoy pitching in, whether it's for a bit of light raking, setting up a new planting area, or simply enjoying an afternoon outside together. Gardening can be a shared experience, bringing people together and creating a sense of community. A well-maintained garden is not just about how it looks, it's about how it feels. A space that is cared for, organized, and set up for ease of use can bring peace of mind and a sense of accomplishment. By making thoughtful adjustments, using the right tools, and working with rather than against physical limitations, seniors can continue to enjoy their gardens for many years to come. The key is to embrace the process, take it at a comfortable pace, and remember that every small effort contributes to something beautiful. A garden is more than just a collection of plants. It is a reflection of the care and attention given to it. As we age, keeping a garden clean and manageable becomes less about perfection and more about enjoyment. The focus shifts from tackling overwhelming tasks to creating a space that is easy to maintain, relaxing, and filled with beauty. By making a few strategic choices, seniors can continue to enjoy gardening without the stress and strain that sometimes comes with it. One of the most rewarding aspects of gardening is a sense of accomplishment that comes from nurturing something and watching it thrive. Whether it's flowers blooming, vegetables growing, or birds visiting a well-placed feeder, these small moments bring joy and a sense of connection to nature. But keeping the space clean and orderly ensures that it remains a place of peace rather than frustration. That's why the key to maintaining a tidy garden in later years is working with nature rather than against it. Choosing plants that naturally thrive in the local environment, selecting those that require minimal upkeep, and letting go of high-maintenance plants that demand too much attention all contribute to a garden that stays beautiful with less effort. Many seniors also find that setting a simple daily or weekly routine helps prevent the garden from becoming overwhelming. Instead of spending long hours working in one go, breaking tasks into small, manageable sessions can make all the difference. A quick morning stroll to pull a few weeds, trim a plant, or sweep a path can keep things in order without feeling like a burden. Taking a slow, mindful approach to gardening allows for enjoyment without exhaustion. For those who may not have the ability to tend to every aspect of their garden, Seeking occasional help can be a great solution. Many seniors turn to neighbors, family members, or even local gardening groups for assistance with heavier tasks like trimming trees, moving pots, or lifting bags of soil. Some communities even offer volunteer gardening programs where people come together to help maintain each other's spaces. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a way to continue enjoying the garden while making sure it stays clean and well cared for. Another simple way to keep a garden looking neat with minimal effort is by using decorative elements to enhance the space. Well-placed stones, garden statues, or even a small water feature can add beauty while reducing the need for constant upkeep. Some seniors replace high-maintenance flower beds with charming rock gardens, decorative gravel, or low-growing ground cover plants that require little attention but still bring color and texture to the space. A garden should be a source of joy, not stress. As we grow older, it's natural to adjust our approach and embrace new ways of doing things. A well-kept garden doesn't have to be labor-intensive. It just needs to be designed in a way that works with your abilities. Whether that means investing in raised beds, switching to low-maintenance plants, or simplifying your gardening routine, the goal is to create a space that remains enjoyable for years to come. Most importantly, gardening should always be a pleasurable experience. The gentle rhythm of watering plants, the satisfaction of harvesting homegrown vegetables, the beauty of watching butterflies land on flowers. These are the true rewards of having a garden. By keeping things clean, organized, and manageable, seniors can continue to embrace the magic of gardening without the physical strain. With the right strategies and a little creativity, there's no reason why a love for gardening should ever fade, no matter how many years pass. So if you've made it this far, I hope you found some useful tips to help keep your garden clean and enjoyable, even if mobility isn't what it used to be. And hey, if you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more great ideas for making life easier and more enjoyable in your golden years. Take care and happy gardening.